the system, these kind of systems are called upward migration. Okay, you remember the movie showed the Jeffersons moving on up? That's our ones, they're moving on up, okay? So the bottom layer is just a stand high enough so you can have a spigot here on the side to get, this is called leachette. Leachette is the water that leaches down. That is not worm tea. You can use this for growing your plants, but nothing that you're going to eat, like not your tomato or cucumber. You don't put it in your aquaponics. But if you got any kind of foo-foo plant, like a Boston fern plant or any hanging plant, or you garden outside, you can reduce it 10 to 1. So if you took out a quart, you could put it with 2.5 gallons of water. Well, that's a lot of water. Put it in your backpack sprayer, go around spraying stuff, but nothing you're going to eat because the bacteria going through there is somewhat questionable. Okay. Now, the first layer goes in here like this. You got here, you got the holes, right? Now the worms, when they go down in a hot summer day, they will all be down there. That is the municipal swimming pool to them. So you always want to have some water in there. Okay. So we take this one and we put it here. We put one little layer of newspaper in here to start with because the worms are shy, they're scared. When we pull them out here, and I turn them upside down in here, you don't see any worms at first because they're all going to go to the center of the bag away from the light. So see all the worms that are in there? See?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now that's all my garbage. You notice there's egg shells, there's all kinds of stuff. Anything I eat,
even chicken bone,
everything, they will lick it clean. Okay? So it'll be, notice there are no worms on the bag because they all ran to the inside. If I did a black bag and I did this, there'd be worms all in the bag because they wouldn't know it. So the light makes them chase in. So now these guys, if I uncover them here like this, they'll all go disappear. In less than 60 seconds, they will all disappear because they're running from the light.
Yeah.
Okay? They're very sensitive guys, very shy. So they'll run down away from them. These are called Indian blues. Okay? Now, and some of them are crossed over with the red wiggler. See the yellow tail? Those are crossed with the red wiggler from mainland America. Yeah? Now they will sense the light, determine where the light is, and then head down. Just as much as a diver, if you're in the water, sometimes you get topsy-turvy, you don't know up from down, and you watch for the bubbles, which way they're going, that's up, right? Well, they kind of figure out where the light is, and then they'll all run from it. When we want to harvest them, if I had a bunch of worms, I would put them over in a tray like this that had a bunch of holes in it like this, and I would just put 4 little rocks and put it in here. They would run from the light, run through the holes, and when you pick this up, all your worms would be on the bottom. Okay, that's how we catch them. Okay, when we put them in here like this, we do this, and then we just shred up a bunch of paper over them, and that. And you like to shred it up because otherwise they will go into the fold and they kind of like get lost in the maze, right? This way, you tear it up for them, they can find their way out. Yeah? And you do that, and you want to cover it. If when you open up your container, if the paper is moist like this, you're doing good. If it's dry and crackly, it is too dry. Because with the lid on, you hear, when I put the lid on, you would want to hold in the moisture, yeah? So if you ever open it up and everything is dry and crackly, you need to add some water. So just get some water and sprinkle some water. The best thing to do is just add wet paper. So a lot of people, what they do is they have paper they've already shredded up, like this, just tearing it up, you know, and they will have a 5-gallon bucket of it here sitting in water. The water will degas overnight. All the chlorine will leave. That way, when you come out here, you reach over and you pick up wet, sopping wet paper, and you simply put it in there. You're done. If you come over here and you try to pour water, it will find a sweet path and just run down. It doesn't wet the whole thing. But if you were to put wet newspaper all over the top up here, it would do a grand job. So all you want to do is give them a nice moist place to be. And if there was wet newspaper, in the amount of water that we have in there, it will come up and then the whole thing will be wet. Now, is discipline. You put this on here. Now when you come out here tomorrow, come out with like, for the amount of worms you have, just 1 handful of food. You pull the paper back, you put the food, and you put the paper back over the top. Myself, I like to have a folded sheet on top. Got any more newspaper? One we already read. There's no comics on it.
Coffee grounds would probably be too strong for them.
No, everything. I do everything except I don't use papaya seeds. Papaya seeds are a natural dewormer. To deworm our horses, we take papaya seeds, put them in a blender, blend them, put it in the horse feed, and they get rid of all the worms. Okay, right? Now, if you put the whole papaya in there, they can eat the papaya. They're smart enough not to chew on the seed.
They won't chew on the seeds?
No, it's so solid.
What about guavas and stuff?
All everything, just the papaya is the problem.
The swimming
The
pool.
other thing is we watch out for is oranges. Oranges. You ever eat oranges and your lips get
Acidity.
sore? Right? Well, if you put too many oranges in there, the worms will eat it and their lips will warm. And in the morning, you can't understand anything will stay. So it's a little bit too much.
Then you give them pad and pencil.
Pad and pencil, yeah, so they can communicate.
And they have sign language.
There you go. Yeah.
Warm line.
And so I do this. I put 1 or 2 solid sheets. So when I come out, I can just fold the paper back, put the handful of food, and fold it right back over again.
What kind of food?
Whatever you eat,
strap.
whatever you got to eat.
Stuff you chop
So a
off.
lot of people,
Just throw it in there.
they will go to the Salvation Army and get a mixer for $10 or $15, junk kind, set it on the side, and when they're making dinner and they're chopping off the top of the carrot, the whatever you're peeling,
The
whatever,
skins.
throw it in the blender, fill it halfway with water, hit blend, it will turn into a soup, right?
Right.
Take it and come out and just pour it into your worm bin. Say, it will, one, because it's almost pre-chewed, right? It's certainly moist, right? And they'll go right through it. And a lot of us know that there's more vitamins in the skin of the cucumber, in the rind of the watermelon, in the skin of the orange, but we don't eat them.
No.
We know. Knowledge is not everything. I cannot bring myself to chew on the orange peel. But if you put it in a blender and you blend it into your fruit juicy, it's amazing how good it is. So I'm in competition with my worms now because I will juice a lot of those peelings, where otherwise they were going in the garbage can. I have not washed my garbage can in 8 years because there is no garbage in our garbage can. All the worms goes, all the garbage goes, if it's digestible, the worms get it. Now when this gets full, and you cannot put another handful in here, right? I mean, you're full right up to the top, right? You say, whoa, then and then only do you add the next tray, right? Now notice these little indentations here? That's to keep this from going down too far. Even if I push my hand, it cannot go too far, right?
They'll stop.
Right?
it.
They'll stop it so they don't get stuck together, right? The worms will come through the hole to the next layer. You do not, then so you continue on with this one, right? About the end of a month, this one will be full. Then and only then do you put in the next layer, right? Right? Now, the big harvest day comes. You're all the way up to here, you have no more layers. Something's got to give, right? So what you do, you take the top 2 here, you set them on the side for a minute. The bottom one will be nothing but coffee grind looking stuff, the worm casting. You dump it out on a piece of canvas or a newspaper or something, right? And so this one would be harvested, it'd be dumped out, right? These 2 would be put back here, and you would take the empty one and put it on the top, right? Next month, you take out the bottom one, you dump it out, and you put it on the top, and you just rotate it, that's it. Okay? So it's a way of getting to the bottom. If you tried to do this in a 5-gallon bucket or a 55-gallon bucket, oh, it works just as good, except that, how are you going to get the bottom out? You got to dump the whole thing out. Kind of.
And the water,
It's
you
heavy,
don't have to
heavy.
change it or anything?
No, you take it out periodically. You'll take a little bit out. Now, the worm casting, the bottom layer, the 3rd layer, that will look like coffee ground. The legal definition is when you cannot ascertain what the food source was. Now, if you look at it, you can't tell it was pig manure, cow manure, chicken, or that. But if you look at it and say, wow, you throw eggshells in? You're not done. Not done yet. That is not done. They're still eating eggshells and all that. Everything will be disappeared. You will not be able to tell. Now you might see a chicken bone, right? So you say, well, you throw that in it. Yeah, I will come home and have a plate lunch with a styrofoam plate. I will open this up, put it in here upside down. Another day or 2, I come back and I take out the styrofoam. They're not going to eat the styrofoam, but they licked it clean. And then the styrofoam goes in the recycle bin.
Yeah.
All different.
So
All different. So you have everything. You have eggs, everything in here.
So this is food right here that they have breaking down already and pooped it out.
And that little white thing is a worm egg that will hatch out. See the eggs? Those are the cocoons, and they will hatch
See
out.
the worms? Like, we got different sizes.
Okay, my question now is, once do we transfer these worms to the...
No.
What do we
What you
do?
do, you're gonna feed, and then another layer, then another layer. And then the bottom layer, when it looks like coffee grinds, where you cannot ascertain what
That's
you're
what
getting,
you want, right?
and there's no discernible odor. In other words, an odor is bad. Perfume is good. Scent is good. Odor, bad. You know, Smell that guy, what an odor. That's not good. He said, the girl, did you smell that? That was sweet perfume. That's a scent. That's okay. So in other words, nothing foul, nothing that gags and sucks the breath out of your lungs, right? So in other words, it's supposed to smell like sweet soil, right? So that is the definition of it. And it's supposed to be what they call plastic, i.e. you can make a snowball out of it and mound it up, right? You take that, you put it in the painter sack, and you put it in your worm bucket over there.
The one way
It
on
goes
the
up and
end.
down every 10 minutes, right?
On the end.
It will breed the bacteria in there, and that bacteria then proliferates throughout your whole system.
Oh, I see.
Much better for your fish. The more bacteria, good bacteria in your system, the better for your fish.
So the worms
they
are
will
like
eat up the
tools.
waste.
So
Huh?
the worms are like tools.
Yeah.
They're working for you.
It's like having a dairy cow, and all you want is them in your.
Right.
The other guy's harvesting the milk.
When you switch the
just go up in
buckets,
there.
they move the newspaper as you do it. That is degrade as well.
Oh, it'll be gone.
Okay.
That paper won't be.
You
good.
add new newspaper.
new
You
in
keep
your
adding
tank.
more. All we know. So you're
Now-
going to do this one. Then when you run out, you got all three on, right? Then you start rotating. And when you rotate, when you take out the bottom and you dump it on the side, that's what's
casting.
going into the aquaponics.
So it depends
The
how many
worms all
dinners
moved
you
out.
have.
Can you keep the casting in like a container?
But
Huh?
like he said, yeah, yes.
In a bucket, you can keep it, the casting.
Oh yeah, and you put a lid on it, you keep it in
Yeah.
the shade. This must be in the shade at all time. You cannot take any sun at all. The sun will bake them. It'll go 140 degrees,
Oh,
they'll all
yeah.
run for their
Yeah,
life.
yeah, you-
So you want to put it here in the awning. Also, put it close enough where you'll do it. If you got to walk out in the rain
Yeah.
to get it, you're not going to do it. The other one, get the blender. So I have two blenders. One is clear and white. It says margarita. And I love it. People say, what does that mean? Oh. Yeah?
Yeah.
The other one says worms. And I spray painted it green. Right? You're stuck. Don't want to get them. You don't want to be sitting there having a margarita and see a worm swimming through. That would be kind of a bit much, right?
Oh, we'll call it a tequila.
Yep. And so what we do, if you blend it, it will go so much faster. If nothing else, you're sitting there, you're chopping up your celery, your carrots, or whatever up, that pre-consumer weight, chop it up a little bit more. The more you chop it up, the faster it will rot off. Now watch it. One lady said, she come and said, Kailani, you tell such stories. But you know what? You said they like banana. I put banana peel in there. I put the whole banana because I can afford it. Oh, the whole banana. I waited 2 days. They didn't even touch it, so I took it out. You said they like avocado. I put the whole avocado in there. They didn't even touch it. I took it. Listen, whole list.
I put pizza in there.
Guys, you have to, they eat dead stuff that's rotten. The worms have no teeth, so they wait for the bacteria to slime it, and then they go to, and they suck it up. It has to be soft and moist for them to eat it. They will eat it at that magic moment that it turns that jello, rotten, fleshy thing, like in the alien movies, when something's all right, but touch it, you will never smell it.
Yeah, they can't eat nothing hard.
Yeah. So she put it in, take it
It's a
away,
worm.
put it in, take it away. You gotta leave it in for a week. Oh, it'll start to smell. No, it won't. They will whack it, and they will eat it accordingly. Yep.
So did you explain to them about the smell, if they have smell in there versus what it looks like?
You tell them.
Anaerobic.
Yeah, the anaerobic.
anaerobic.
So what you want to do is when you're looking inside your bin,
Sniff them.
well, if you smell it even before you get to the bin, you
Even
know
a
something
dog
is
smells.
not right. Yeah. So you want to stop feeding it. Stop feeding it and allow the worms to consume whatever's in here already.
Yeah.
So we like overfed
Don't
them.
overfeed them.
Yeah.
You only feed them at the pace they can eat. Now watch this. A worm population will breed at the rate that there's consistent food supply.
Yeah.
If you're intermittent, they shut down the baby factory.
Yeah, so you want to keep
Okay?
food in
If
there.
you feed consistently day after day, they will multiply their numbers up to eat that amount of food. Cut the food, they will reduce their population.
Wow.
If only the American population was that smart.
Yeah.